Engraving is one of those things where you want to be comfortable with what you're doing. Be comfortable, period. Just find yourself a nice, comfortable seat. And just take your time doing it. For me, this is something I can do watching TV, sitting outside, just kind of relaxing. And it is a time involved process, so kick back, get yourself a cup of coffee, and get some music on, kind of thing. You know. Right now I'm going through the center bands, cutting in the diamonds, because the way I wanted to do this was I wanted it to be more of an outline rather than seeing the full curve. I want it to be all connected, so see if I can pull that off. Part of the reason I didn't want to make this video, or I waited so long to make it, I should say, was because of the number of differences and styles and different ways that you can go about doing it, that I felt that this was one of those things to where it's a personal taste, and it's not my place to really tell you how to do it. I can show you how I do it, but given the response I got from my other videos, which I really appreciate, I thought, well, if everybody wants me to do it, I guess I'll do it. The only reason I'm filming this, even like this process, was because of the one comment I got about wishing I had shown more of the file work process. One of the reasons I didn't do that was because it's a long process, much like this. But I did understand as soon as I read that, I was like, yeah, I figured I should have, but trying to keep it as short and sweet and to the point as possible. And I figure maybe if I do this, you'll be able to see. Now, I haven't gotten it all done yet. As you can see, I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to continue engraving in these diamonds. I'm going to do the bottom part of the smaller diamonds here. The smaller diamonds, just to create the border effect. And then I'll probably wipe it off and let you guys see what it is I'm going with. Alright, as you can see, I've engraved most of the border along the outsides and also the interior diamonds. Now, you can also see that I've lost a lot of the pencil marks while doing this. That's going to happen. There are ways to avoid that, one of which being you can spritz it with some hairspray, and that'll actually hold it in place. That way any work you're doing around that area, you're not going to lose it. Again, I don't use it, I use a lot of pattern work, so it's easy enough to figure out, well, okay, well, this is what I need to do. But, so I've gotten this far. We're going to wipe that off real quick, and that way you can actually see. You know, give you an idea. That's just me sitting there with a knife and cutting it in or scratching it in. Obviously I've missed a few areas that I'll have to go through and clean up a little bit more. But now that I have the basic setup of what I was trying to do, I can go in and get a little bit more of the detail work done. and start darkening it in. So this time I'm pretty much just going to go through and pencil in one area and engrave it. That way it's done and I won't wipe it off anymore. Nope. Again, when I turn my hand like that, I'm going to the full extent and then stopping and turning the horn. Simply because, again, you don't want to lose control of the tool, given that you are working on a curved surface. And I find that it's easier doing a curved surface one way versus another's, for the very simple reason that, excuse me, it's easier to do a curved surface one way than the other, simply because curving away from you versus curving towards you, you're bringing your elbow in, and that just makes it a lot easier to maintain control. I'm scratching it simply to get rid of the excess chips that I get when I'm, especially on a curved surface, and that just helps you get a better idea as to the line you're getting. Who needs steel wool? Ha! See, I got a little close right there. But I honestly don't think, if I hadn't pointed that out, I don't think anybody'd notice. So. Plus it gives it the folksy kind of look that a lot of people seem to like, so, and that I like. Got most of the inside done. Missing just that one. So, wanted to explain real quick. I've been following the exact same process. I'm penciling in the curve. That way I know where to mark or where to cut, scratch, call it what you will. So that's the inside, or that's the curve I'll be following. Now, it's something I should point out. A lot of my work, like this one especially, is folk art. So no, it's not perfect circles. It's not exact lines. It's meant to look rough. That's the joy of folk art, is that you can look at it and you know it's by untrained hands. It's not done by a professional artist, mostly because I am not a professional artist. Alright. I guess it's important to note also that this is one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of things. I was editing some of the previous work I've been showing and realized I can tell you not to, cut too hard. And watching my video, I noticed that it looks like I am putting, I'm pressing down kind of hard. I really can't justify that, aside from saying I don't think I'm pressing as hard. I am not hurting myself doing it. And so that's something to keep in mind, that it might look like I'm applying a lot of pressure. But I'm not, per se. I might be applying more than I probably should, I admit. But that is something to keep in mind. As of right now, I have the entire center done, with the exception of that one last part. I got to finish right there. It's the same basic principle of I'm doing it in one cut, where really I just got done telling you guys to do it in many cuts. Excuse me. But I'm more comfortable doing this, so I guess it's, again, do as I say, not as I do. Anybody that has kids understands that rule. It really does come down to how comfortable you are doing what you're doing and understanding what you and your tool are capable of. You'll notice also that while I'm working, I keep my pinky finger out. All that does is it'll allow me a little bit more feeling of control as I'm working. It may or may not actually be true, but that's how I feel most comfortable working. Just a comfort thing, really, more than anything, I guess. Now to figure out shading.